it's Denise, and I'm in my studio today. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and I woke up this morning thinking beach glass. This is the coolest beach glass. Now, I live in Southern California, and it takes me a long time. I live by the beach. We walk on the beach several times a week, so I do sometimes get really lucky and find little pieces of beach glass, which is glass that's been tumbled and rumbled with rocks and all the edges are smooth. And I do remember reading in one of my favorite publications, Reader's Digest, because it's a quick read. I read about beach glass becoming extinct because we're all so enamored with plastic and not so much with glass anymore, and that's why it's so hard to come by. However, when I posted photos of beach rocks I was collecting, I had one of my Instagram friends who lives in Connecticut reached out to me and said, I've got lots of beach glass, and was so kind and wonderful to send me this collection of beach glass, pieces of coral, pieces of seashells, that this is so smooth because it's been tumbled so many times. It's really wonderful. So my reasoning to collect beach rocks was I love the way that they look when the colors are so inspiring to me. Whenever I look walk at the beach and I look at the rocks, and when they're wet, the colors are just so gorgeous. So it's inspired me. It always inspires me to work on a painting using those natural colors. So I know you probably know how to mix your colors, complementary colors, your harmonizing colors. I've done videos on that, but I'm getting ready to do a painting with these colors. So I'm going to do a color chart. Love doing my color charts, so I'm going to do this whole color chart so you can see how I do it, and know that I'm not doing this just for the heck of showing you yet another color chart. I'm doing this because I'm getting set up to do a painting, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to paint, but I am pretty sure that these colors are all inspiring me. So the closest I can come to in matching these is I have a chromium oxide green, pretty close to that. And I'm going to use burnt sienna. I think burnt sienna is going to do, yeah, that's going to be good. That's pretty close to this color. And for my white, I'm actually going to, when you lighten your colors on the top of your chart, you want to lighten them with white, but I'm going to use titanium buff, because I kind of want to keep them natural. And when I darken my colors, I'm going to use a raw umber. So those are my green, my burnt sienna, and then I've got my titanium and my raw umber. So those are the four colors, actually two colors that I'm going to start with, that I'm going to work this whole chart with. Let's see how many colors we can get out of it. So I'm going to make sure, and these little charts are really easy to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 grids up, 5 grids across, and 6 grids if you want to make a notation of what exactly you're doing, which sometimes is a good idea, because you can save these charts and use them for reference, future reference. So there we have those two colors. Now let me grab a little palette knife, a little rusty palette knife. I'm going to take about 1/3 of that color, and I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to take, let me get a paper towel. So I'm not mixing my colors yet. And there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can go ahead if you want and mix it right. Mix your colors on a piece of palette paper and then add them to your chart. So I'm going to take about 1/3 of this. Okay, so I've got my chromium oxide green, and I've got my burnt sienna, and now I'm taking about half of each of the pile that I put there, and I'm mixing a third color. I'm mixing those two colors together, and I'm getting that really great green, olive green. And I'm going to take a swatch of that and put it right here in the middle. So you want to make sure that this pile, you mix enough of it, because this pile is going to have to mix the colors on either side of it, colors going up and colors going down. So I might want to take just a little bit more of each of these colors. And I am working on my palette separately because it's just a lot easier when I'm trying to demonstrate. Otherwise, you know, I don't really care how messy my palette might look. My sheets might turn out. There we go. So you got a nice big pile of that color. And now I want to mix it with a little bit of the green. So this might be easier. Let me trade places with this. So I've got this color. I'm going to bring that over here. It's my color in the middle. Again, want to make sure I'm mixing enough of it. I'm going to grab a little bit of this. And a little bit of this. Now I grab that middle color, the neutral that we mixed, and now I'm mixing it with the green. And I want to just do a swatch of that. I want to take that neutral color, mix it with the burnt sienna. There. Okay, now we're going to work our way up. So now what I want to do is put a nice glob of the Titan Buff. And you can use any off-white, unbleached titanium, whatever you like. Let's take the same amount of green and mix it with that. It comes out like a really pretty rip off my palette knife. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of the Titan Buff. Mix that into that same color, because we're using that same color, we're just lightening it. Wipe off my knife, take a little bit more of that. And we've got that. Oh, that's a lovely color. That is such a great beachy color we've got going there. I'll hold it up when I get finished with this. Okay, now we're gonna go, let's just go right for the middle color. I'm gonna take a bunch of that and mix it in here. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that. It doesn't take much paint because because you're only doing samples. You're just creating a reference for yourself of how you get to the colors and what colors you want to use. And now we got that one, very pretty. Take a little bit more of the Titan Buff, mix it into that same pile. And it's best if you just take your time and get the color mixed right. I know I'm kind of speeding through this a little bit for the sake of the video. But if you save these for reference, they're really great to have. As you may know from the numerous videos I have done on color mixing, it just takes a lot of guesswork out when you are getting ready to paint. And then there's that nice light color. Oh, very pretty. Okay, now let's just jump right over to the burnt sienna before my paint all dries up. See, I got all of those colors in, and look how beautiful they are. Look how pretty these greens are with this really subtle peachy color. It's a little grayed down. It's so very perfect with what we've got going here with our beach glass. So now I'm going to work on the colors going down, and I'm using the raw umber. And I've already started to mix it a little bit. I've got my green. I'm going to start with my green, and I'm just mixing. You could go really light, easy with the raw umber because it darkens pretty quickly. So I've got my first little color of swatch of green. I'm going to put that in. Then I'm going to take I'm taking the tiniest bit, because I don't want it to get all too dark too fast, because I'll lose my variation in color. So I'd rather there's no exact measurement here. I'm just mixing it in as I go. Okay, let's see. Is that going to be dark enough? That really doesn't look like I'm doing much, so I'll take a little bit more. Get it nice and mixed. And let's see. These all start looking very much, yeah, I can see that there's a difference there. And then I'm going to take even more and mix that. And I want this to be dark because when you finish, all of the darks on your bottom row will all look almost like, and if I was doing another chart with black, they would almost look black. These will almost all look the same color, but they will be a raw umber with a green, and this will be a raw umber with a red tint to it. So let's move over here to the red, which is actually the burnt sienna. I'm going to add a little bit of this to it. A little bit of the raw umber. It's taking a little bit more, and it could be because the paints that I'm using here are all high pigmented paints. This is a good example of a high pigmented paint, and this is just a student grade paint, so it doesn't have the same amount of pigment. So it might take a little bit more to get the colors that I want. Might take a little bit more of the raw umber because it's just not as pigmented. Okay, so there you go. There is the palette that I've created. Let me line these up, make it a little bit more. There's that color. There's this color over here. I've got my green. It's a little bit brighter because that's more, no, it's kind of between those two. I've even got this bright green, and how lovely would that be to throw a pop of that in the middle of this. I've got my rusty color in there. I've got that peachy color. And of course, then I've got my, and how lovely is this, adding in this sea glass, seafoam color. I love that. Love, love, love. So that is just yet another way to look at these color charts. Find things that you like, that are going to inspire you, and figure out the color palette for it. And then of course I've got my light colors. I use the Titan Buff. That's perfect up there. And I've got some dark colors down here of dark beach glass that will work with this. So there is my color palette for the piece I'm going to work on, which I don't know what that is. So there you have it, another one of my color charts. A great tool for when you're exploring colors or when you see something you're inspired by. So if you like this, make sure to hit the thumbs up on your way out. Subscribe. I'd love for you to subscribe. And if you need to stop the video and take a screenshot of my color chart, please do. Feel free to. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next video.